Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. Just a few issues with Facebook, just like to keep us on our toes. But thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed what I showed you this morning. I'll just wait and see who's here in case you do have trouble and that I fixed my end, but it's still playing up a bit. But no, looks like you're all fine. So good afternoon. Felicity, I hope you caught the Tasmanian one that I had up of Rachel Daisy's this morning. Good afternoon, Yvonne and Wendy and everyone. I'm sorry I didn't do a big shout out when I was doing the show this morning, but for the first one I thought I'd better just focus on the cameras, and I still didn't even look at the right camera at the right time. So we'll try and get it right. By the end of the week, we will have it all organised for you. But look, I've got some notes this afternoon. I wanted to introduce you informally to Rachel Daisy's work if you haven't seen it before this morning. And then I've got the little bio about Rachel, so a little bit more inside intel on the Daisy. And may I say, I now have on my bucket list, when we can travel again, I'm going to head to the Blue Mountains and have a day with Rachel, if she'll have me at her place, because to take my love of Australian things with Rachel's love of Australian things and kind of mash them together, I can't help feeling that we might be able to make something magic out of that. I'm not sure what that would result in. Maybe just several cups of coffee and a good chat, but it would be lovely to catch up with her again in person. Now, Rachel's work, if you don't know, is it's synonymous with bold and colourful and in-your-face, eye-popping quilts. And I think the first time, like a lot of us, that we experienced Rachel's work was when she won the Sydney show with her whiz-bang quilt and all of her beautiful circular folded triangle work. And she's got books and things out now, so you can do some of her beautiful quilts and projects. And she's actually got a new pattern that's just coming out at the moment on how to make quilts with tea towels. I did not know, but we've been chatting in between the two shows. So I've asked Cass to pop up in the bio for you with this live feed. All of Rachel's contact information, so that if you do want to get in touch with her or find out more about her projects and all of her art and craft and all that sort of thing with her quilts, you can get in contact with her. So yes, I do have a copy signed, of course, of Whiz-Bang Adventures in Folded Fabric from Rachel, and that's kind of because we did a Melbourne show together on a banana stand. So yeah, there you go. So these are all called tea towel party quilts, and I totally agree. And in between this morning's show and this afternoon, I've had several people personal message me and things and say, you've just caught me. I'm in the cupboard. I'm in the bottom drawer in the kitchen. I don't know about you, but the tea towels are in the bottom drawer, and then we've all been in our linen closets and we're all hunting out things. And one thing, I'm just looking at this one here, which is Koala, a very recent one of Rachel's that she did this year. What strikes me as really interesting, I'm going to try and get a little bit more light around for you. I'll put that around that way. What strikes me as really interesting is that Rachel has managed to find Australian tea towels. And I know, hear me out on this, because I don't have Australian tea towels in my collection. I have ones from Essex, from my mum's hometown or area in England. I have Scottish. I've got ones from when we went to Greece, Spain, like all different places, not Australian ones. Yet, when you look at these tea towels and probably the age of these tea towels, if you go back 60s and 70s, they're Australian ones. So I don't have Aussie ones. So I think a little bit of a theory for me is that when we find tea towels like this, they are going to be from collectively 60s and 70s. This is one is 1969, and I'm sure 79. So you know what's happened? When I was growing up, definitely, the majority of people did not get on a plane and go overseas for holidays. Yeah, when we had kids growing up, or when we were kids, our parents didn't put us on a plane and take us to Hong Kong like I did with mine. we went to Queensland or we travelled around Australia and we collected tea towels from the different states of Australia. Then in the next generation up, we were going overseas. Plane flights got a lot cheaper. And I do know that because I remember when we first went to England with my mum and dad in '94, the year after Rob and I got married, those tickets that we paid for to go to England are still double what I now pay to go to the US or to England. So things became more accessible and more affordable, and we took off. Funny that. Isn't that funny? Because we're not doing that at the moment. So while these all came from that era, I can see what might happen now for the next decade. We'll all be, if we choose not to go overseas now, we're all going to be collecting Australian tea towels again. So I like to think in 30, 40 years' time, everyone's going to look back and go, that Rachel Daisy was amazing making all those Australian tea towel quilts, and it will all go around again. Because a lot of us now are home focused, we're looking to our own country to travel for holidays for the next couple of years. And yeah, certainly, when I hit the Blue Mountains, Rachel, I'm going to buy a Blue Mountains tea towel to put in my collection to make a quilt. So anyway, this one here, Rachel's written, koalas are Australia's cutest ambassador, with their big fluffy ears, sweet faces, cuddly teddy bear appearance. So of course, they are a very popular subject, of course, for Australian tea towels. Who does not love a koala? They're gorgeous. Which reminds me, I need to get in contact with Amanda Panda, who was remaking for me 2 teddy bear style koalas called Yuki and Liptus. I need to have a word with her. We need them for the next show. Definitely for the next show. This quilt was created with 5 tea towels. Oh, I'll stand back a bit for you. And together they were an odd mix of colours. In fact, it's not often that you see a purple tea towel. No, it is not very often that you see one. So then there was a whole mix of fabrics around the tea towels to bring them all together. And the supporting fabrics in this, we've got vintage curtains and sheets and bark cloth, and even some Australian houndstooth corduroy. Yeah, that would not have been my first choice, but hello, it all works. It looks fantastic because this pulls this in, and the orange over there. Amazing. So there is a piece of fabric at the top of the quilt with the words, the Koala Quilt. Oh yeah, look at that. Can you see that? I'll take a close up for you and pop it in. And the other thing, this, and again, just zoom in. When you finish, come back and have another look and zoom this in. Someone has done a tapestry of koalas. Now, I was talking to Rachel about this too. It is just so sad when you do go into an opportunity shop and you see people have just discarded, needlework of their grandmothers or family members or anyone that they've had it in the past. And it's gone to the op shop. And so Rachel has, and you'll see more examples of it, saved them and put them for eternity into a quilt, so they're going to be appreciated again. And I told her I've got one, but it's of a rooster, and I'm now not looking at it just sitting in the cupboard anymore. I'm going to pull it out and maybe make it the centre of a quilt or off to one side and build all the colours around it. So this is just, it's absolutely lovely. Oh, I wanted to show you what was on the back. So this is a fantastic fabric on the back, and it's got Myers grain and flower seeds. It's got a whole heap of beautiful motifs on the back, and I'm going to get a photo of that as well and ask Rachel more about that fabric. And another thing, there's one fabric on this quilt that she has used for the whole back of another one I've noticed, and it's this one down here. So we need to find out a little bit more about this. I think it might be a curtain fabric or something. I will check with her. But it's a bit of fun, isn't it? And I said to her, they're almost you see advertised the therapeutic blankets that are weighted with beads or things in them. You don't need one of those. You just need to make a tea towel quilt because it's nice. It's got weight. Add a little bit more corduroy to it, and it's got a heaviness and a substance to it that makes it really, really cozy. And they drop, they hang just like that. Now, so yeah, do you love it? I'm feeling very bright, and I've got the afternoon sun shining in, and it's all very cheery and very happy. I do like this one. 1979. Oh, maybe not tea towels with the date on them, Rach, because that's going to make me feel really old, because all I'll do is sit and go, how old was I? Yeah, no, don't go there. Don't go there. All right, now while I'm on this side of the room, I do want to show you as well a couple of the bags for our bag exhibition. So this one here, now this one I did request to come back in for the show and to go in the bag challenge from Wendy, because I just had this inkling that I was going to get a quilt from Rachel and it would complement it, or vice versa. So this one is by Wendy Gontia, and he's a great local customer of mine. She's one of those multitask girls. She quilts, she sells things, and most importantly, she works at Spotlight. So when I'm in there and I can't find what I'm looking for, yes, I do shop at Spotlight sometimes for things, for clothing fabrics. She knows where things are. And Wendy lives in Lang Lang. It is an absolutely gorgeous bag, and it's called the Koala Carry-All, because you can see it's got galah fabric on it, and it's very frilly, and it's very happy, and it's very pretty, and it's in very good company with Rachel's quilt. So this is one of the bags that is up for winning a sewing machine with an embroidery module on it from Burnett, from me, or you can get from me a lower looper automatic threading overlocker from me, or a big fat $1,000 gift voucher. So the bags that are here this week are in the running to win one of those, and they're being judged by Eileen Campbell, Nathan Hammond from Benina, and also Maria Waters. So that's it. Now, if you don't have a bag in and you're now going, I could have done that, it's not too late. You can enter, because it's a virtual show, and I know I have bags arriving today. Val Musgrove's bags just arrived. And I know that Judy's is on its way here today with the courier. So you've actually got till Friday to get a bag in, because the judging will not happen until Saturday afternoon, and I'll be announcing the winner on Sunday. So get the bags in the mail, or drop them off, or put them in the express post bag or something. Get them down here. Please, please, because the more the merrier. This one is by Donna Hartwich, and she's actually put a couple in. And this one I also thought would hang really nicely with Rachel's quilt. It's bright, it's very fun, and it's got little bluebirds on it. So if I hold that up, you can see that there. It's actually the woven trim tote, which was one that we did on a Chandler's Cottage show not that long ago, with a little demo. So it's got woven strips across the top. And on the Chandler's Cottage demo shows, which will be back next week, Tuesday and Thursday, I've actually bought in whole reels to sell as a reel of really nice ribbon, because I've got some weaving ideas for cushions and bags as well. So that one is really lovely. Now, what I'm going to do, and I'm laughing and hoping that I get it right, I'm going to switch over to a couple more of Eileen's quilts, and then just bear with me if I don't quite get this right, because I want to take you over there, and then I'm going to give you some little close-ups of them as we go. So let's see how we go. There is no Stephen in the building at the moment. There we go. That bit worked. Okay, and we'll turn the light around. So Eileen has become very well known in the last few years for her beautiful series of quilts that feature lorikeets. So, you know, I have had 2 or 3 of them before at our exhibitions down at the gardens, and this, I'm very happy I didn't specify, or I didn't request which quilt with lorikeets I got, but this is my favourite, so I'm absolutely thrilled. And this one is called A Flash of Lorikeets. I'm not sure where this one falls in terms of the other ones, but I think this one may have been close to the first one, but I will check that with her. This one was done in 2004. it is just the whole design, the concept, the inner window and everything just speaks volumes about how far by this stage Eileen had come with her craft, and I'm going to give you a couple of close-ups for it as well. It's inspired by the noisy, beautiful noisy rainbow lorikeets enjoying the bushy yate tree, and that's this gorgeous thing here. After the live show, I've got a little blown up picture of this I'll post up for you so you get it in finer detail as well. And it was selected by the Husqvarna Viking International Travelling Exhibition. This is pre-Herbanina days, I may add, called Koala 2004. Second prize at the Sydney Quilt Show. Oh, well, let's just throw that in for a minute, shall we? And it was first prize at Showcase. Of course it was. Of course it was, here in Melbourne. So really, really stunning. The colour's absolutely amazing. Now, again, I'll give you a close-up. The leaves this time, in this particular quilt, have been done with a beautifully subtly printed batik. I'm not sure about the story behind the other ones that are in. However, I'm guessing this is sections that have been taken from an ombre print. So let's give you a little close-up on this so you can have a look. I zoom that in. There you go. You see that? See how the plumes on this bird, they go from teal out to a yellow-green. So I'm guessing that was a beautiful ombre. These are hand-dyed or subtle Hoffman batiks in here. And in every single case, she's perfectly, absolutely perfectly matched the blue, where she just wants the detail of the quilting to be ever so subtle. And then on these wings here, they are all done with beautifully coloured threads, like a soft gold. And if you have a look at these even a little bit closer, it's the quilting and the stitch detail that creates the entire wings. That was just one piece of fabric cut out. Absolutely one piece. All of that is one piece. And then all of the detail has been added in. Same with these ones here. Same here. Added in. So incredible detail. And here you can get a really good look at these guys here in that bushy yate tree. So you've got the base of it has been done with the most minute applique, and then we've got stitching to add in the rest of the detail for the flowers. Really, really spectacular. Now I've got a little camera zoomed in on another bit for you to have a look at. Here you go. So look at them. Are they not just beautiful? We'll just move this around a little bit for you so they're on straight. I'm going to go, I'm in reverse. There we go. So this is another little thing that when you're looking at doing machine applique, and I don't think Eileen would mind me saying, I expect that she took hours and I would take days to work out the order in which to add things on. So, I mean, obviously, these little guys have got little feet sitting on a branch, but then their tails are behind. So that's got to go behind, and then the branch over the top, and then these over. But down here, with his claws over, but down here his body goes underneath, but then his head comes up over the top. So there's so much detail and thought goes into this type of applique, because you want that whole 3D effect, and you want it to be as realistic as possible. Now I dabble in botanical florals, and happily do so. But to move on to doing actual birds as well, yeah, really, just it's another whole world altogether. I do get asked if I will ever do fabric with birds on. To get birds correct the way that Eileen does, yeah, I'm not too sure. And to get the finest detail in, if you are doing if you are doing screen printed fabric, to get the finest detail into feathers is extremely difficult. It is really, really difficult. So yeah, isn't that amazing? Yeah. Can you see that quilting? Can you see the quilting? It's amazing, isn't it? Look at them. They're all flying. They're all going straight across. So I'm going to suggest that Eileen did have a diagram or a sketch of this bird, and they've all been hand drawn on so that they are in the positions that she wants. You can see they're going up underneath the frame, and then in between she will have come through and freestyle quilted all of these leaves. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. I can stand and look at this for hours. Just hours. I'll take your buck out. There you go. Just beautiful. Now I want to move the, and this is tricky stuff here, folks. All very high tech. Just move you over a smidge if I can, because I want to focus. There we go. On this other gorgeous little banner quilt that I've got hanging up. This one is called Life Cycles. So this is this one over here. I'm going to do a quick zoom in for you. And again, I'm going to pop these up. Oh, you copped my hand then. Sorry about that. Just get a little bit in. There we go. So this one here is called Life Cycles. And as I said, it's a little quilt, so it's a little bit hard to change the cameras around, but I will give you a close-up in the actual photos in a minute for you. I pop up. So the reason it's called Life Cycle, if you have a look here, we run from buds up to fully blown flowers here, and then the petals start to fall off, and then you end up with what's left of the flower, and then up to the seed pods at the end. And this was made for an exhibition that Brenda Gowes-Smith had going called Exploring the Fourth Dimension, A Matter of Time. And Eileen's written, all things have a timed lifespan, long or short. Two are represented here. Roses from the buds to flowers, dropping petals to rose hips. In the quilting, the life cycle of the butterfly, eggs to caterpillars, paupers to the butterflies. And it was exhibited at galleries all around Australia, this one, at Festival of Quilts in Birmingham, UK, and in New Zealand, in Christchurch, and the International Quilt Festival in Houston, Texas, of course. So what I need to get for you up close is the life cycle of the caterpillar and the butterfly. And there's a little caterpillar in here. I'll try a zoom for you now so you can see it. This one. I just go to there. I think you can just see him. Just see him. He's ever so little, and he's just in there. When you get the photos of this straight after as well, have a look not just at the detail of the quilting, but both of these quilts, which is why I put them up together, have couched on metallic gold. So it's got a real pop to this frame. And the same over here, these beautifully subtle squares that have been set on point behind the rose vine have got just gorgeous little strips of metallic gold couched on, 1/4 of an inch apart. And also pay attention particularly to the detail in the centre of these flowers. They have been painted and then the centre put on, and then metallic gold, little stamens coming out from the middle. They're just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so one more zoom back out, and then let's have a talk about tomorrow, because we're already on to tomorrow. Right, more tomorrow. More Rachel Daisy, more Eileen Campbell, but tomorrow I've got a magnificent quilt by a local quilter called Marilyn, and Marilyn has done an Australian orchid quilt for us, and it was combined with my cascading gum leaf quilt design. I love it to bits, absolutely honoured. It's gorgeous, so you're going to see that tomorrow. Also tomorrow, I did it, I went ahead, as I put in the newsletter, we've decided to pop a little show bag together for the show this week. So I'll show you that in the morning, and then from that there's some cute little techniques that I'm going to show you that you can make without a rotary cutter, a ruler, and a board, just for a bit of fun. So thank you very much. So I'm going to go now and do these close-up photos for you of these gorgeous 3 quilts. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, bye.